I love America, what does it mean? It means I love America. If I say, me gusta America, I think that's how you say it, that still means I love America. There's nothing evil about Spanish. So, I understand concerns here. But we have to temper our concerns in various things with care for the Mexicans. One concern, I mentioned, wage deflation. Alright, you can deal with that. If Mexicans are here legally, then they can be in unions, and we can do all sorts of pressure like that. Which actually, the business owners near Mexico would kind of be against that policy, because they'd like to hire people with really low wages. Oh, another thing. There's that phrase banning about, Mexicans only do the jobs that Americans don't want to do. I really don't think we should use that phrase. I don't think it's true. So I think so long as there is any unemployment whatsoever in America, there are jobs that Americans would like to do. You know, and perhaps Mexicans are doing. But let's not have any hatred towards the Mexicans. If they do get jobs, this is not some kind of plot. This is not some kind of evil takeover. They just want jobs. It's very simple. And if they're legal residents, we could work that out better. Another thing we need, another concern that is security. You know, people say, hey, a terrorist could get through here easily. That's true. We do want to deal, we do want to protect ourselves from terrorism. I think everybody agrees with that. So, okay, let's put in some serious money to building a fence with, you know, legal immigration checkpoints. We can have that. We have to have both parts of it. This is what I was talking about earlier about complex solutions to complex problems. And I know that what I'm saying here is kind of simplistic, and it may be kind of haphazard, and perhaps in a future video I'll state it better, probably after I get responses. If people say, well, I'm confused about this or this, and I don't like this, and stuff like that. We should create, you know, a really big fence, I guess, and all sorts of security measures to prevent terrorists or criminals getting in. And, you know something, if we allow legal immigration, and we allow all the good people, well, I'll find a way to define that, find all the good people in just scot-free and just come on in and, you know, don't commit crimes and you'll be good, then the only people going across illegally will be the criminals and the terrorists. And hey, if those are the only people going across illegally, then we can focus all our efforts on them. You know, because there was 100,000 people running across the border after they would all do it at once. You know what I mean? There's 100,000 people all run across the border, and you know, you could only catch, you know, some 10,000 people, then 90% get through, and chances are there's a few criminals in the bunch, right? But if of those 100,000 people, 99,000 of them, in my little example, this isn't a little statistic, is say 99,000 of them would like to come in here legally and do so, then suddenly you allow the 99,000 to come in legally, and you're left with the 1,000 people with truly criminal intent, and they're the only ones running across the border, and we have the resources to catch them now, right? Because if 100% of the group are criminals, and that's a much smaller number of people, then we can catch this new 100%. And we catch all the criminals, theoretically. Here's an idea. There's a lot of low-skilled labor stuff going on, because a lot of Mexicans, that's all the job they can have. They didn't have a lot of education back in Mexico, and simultaneously that puts a lot of pressure on the low-skilled laborers of, you know, America. What if we made, like, we had our one fence built, and we keep building that, and then we came up with some type of fence that could be built by low-skilled laborers. Now, bear with me on this. So, you allow all these Mexicans in legally, and you allow all sorts of people, Mexican and otherwise, to, you know, do this, some sort of simple thing, like, okay, you just put this part here, and hammer it in, and this next part, and you have, you know, thousands of workers actually constructing the fence to stop illegal immigration. And you'd have all that stuff if you just allowed legal immigration. See what I'm saying? Practically everything revolves around just relaxing these quotas. We're gonna be okay. We've had large influxes of immigrants before, you know. And it'd be better for everybody. It'd be better for our security teams that have only the bad guys to focus on. It'd be better for, you know, our culture, I guess, because immigrants will contribute to culture. They won't destroy it, don't worry. It'd be better for all the people worried about getting their jobs stealed, because Mexicans will work at lower wages. Well, they're forced to work at, you know, the minimum wage, and their unions and stuff to bump that wage up higher, and they can do unions and stuff because they're legal immigrants. The wage deflation isn't an issue. And I guess it'd be better for the employers overall too, because they have all these workers which they can now legally employ, and they don't need to be watching their backs all the time when they illegally employ people. And maybe better for the flipping Mexicans who are here, and you know, guy comes in with his wife and they have 2 kids, and then later the guy and his wife get deported because they came here illegally. I'm like, okay, I understand. They came here illegally, and there's this sentiment, well, we have to punish, you know, all the people who did the illegal things. Well, it depends on the crime, you know. And with Barack Obama's plan, there's a penalty, a fine, and a waiting period of extra time before citizenship. But in the meantime, that guy and his wife can stay here and, you know, raise their kids. I see nothing wrong with that, you know. So when the guy gets deported over, you think, okay, there's probably a problem here. The guy, you know, just a perfectly normal guy, normal job, and never caused anybody any trouble. You know something? He should probably be allowed to live in America. Heck, we're not even talking about citizenship right now. Just living in America, being here legally, I think that would solve a lot of problems. But so far as I've heard, nobody's really talked about that. We've talked about amnesty for the people who are here. We've talked about kicking out the people who are here. No one seems to talk about the people in line, or people considering getting in line, but wow, the line looks really long. People are just waiting to get into America, to make their contribution as much as any other American citizen. And they're not allowed to. And they gotta wait and wait and wait forever. I think a huge part of the problem comes from that. Comes from just not letting anyone in. And the great paradox is that by just closing the doors and not letting anyone in ever, well, not ever, you know what I mean, but not letting hardly anyone in, we cause a great influx of illegal immigrants. And if we allowed it to come in legally, I'm pretty sure they would. It's pretty simple, because most of these people do not have malicious intent. They just want to raise their families, they just want to do stuff. And it's really not all that hard. Huh? It's really not all that hard. If we could just reach across the table, I think that would work. And I know, as I said, that what I've been saying here may be a little simplistic. There's all sorts of details to be pounded out, various objections people have, and yes, I haven't actually cited technically any real sources. But conceptually, it makes sense to me, and here's the part where you come in, the community. I want you to respond. Whenever you do see this video, send me a comment, send me an email, tell me what you think about this, and maybe I'll make another video. Gee, I think I've made 3 already, because I'm thinking about the watch there. Maybe I'll make another video, and we'll continue the discussion. Because that's what we can do out on the internet. We can just talk about things as much as we want, until eventually we come up with a proposal that makes sense. And it makes sense because we're not doing sound bites. We're not doing, you know, you have to crunch things down, and you have to be theatrical and put 2 people that hate each other together in a debate show. No, 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 no. We're just talking about things. And I think eventually we'll come up with an idea that makes sense for the United States, Mexico immigration policy, and, you know, immigration policy in general. And maybe, if we put enough force behind it, we'll get Congress to listen to us, huh? That's what I think. What do you think? Thanks for watching.